Good morning, children.
Sai Ram. Today we are going to continue with EVS 2.
Chapter number 6, The Oath of Swaraj. Now, children, we are going to finish this chapter. So, this is part 5.
So part 5 is about revision of a full chapter. We have already finished this chapter in part 4, but we are going to revise all the parts 1, 2, 3, 4 in part 5. Right? So pay attention. Right? Now in part 1 we studied about the temple at Raireshwar. Now where is this temple situated? So this temple is situated to the southwest of Pune. So it is a beautiful place called Raireshwar and it is famous for its Shiv temple. In the year 1645, Shivaji and few Mavlas from the neighboring valley gathered over there. Now why had they come to this spot hidden in the deep forest? What did they discuss and what favor did they ask from Lord Shiv? Now let us study in this part. Now the fiery eloquence of young Shivaji, which means the strong speech given by Shivaji. Now let us see what was the effect of the strong speech given by Shivaji. Now Shivaji was quite young, but his mind was busy planning big things. Now he spoke to his Mavla friends and the Watandars what was in his mind. He told them though his father was a Sardar at the court of Bijapur and he had given him the charge of Pune Jagir, where everything was going on peacefully. But he was not happy. He was still unhappy because of the constant attack by foreign kingdoms, because of which the soldiers were dying, they were leaving their families. He asked them, how long should we be a slave of the Sultan and work for him for a small Watan given by a Sultan? Now Shivaji's face was red with anger. He looked at his companions, at his friends who were in the temple, who were inside the temple. They told Shivaji that they are with him in whatever he did, even at the cost of their lives. Now in part 2, we studied about the oath of Swaraj. Now Shivaji was inspired on hearing the encouraging words of his friends. He looked at all of them and said, with Lord Raireshwar as a witness, let us be ready to sacrifice our lives to achieve Hindavi Swaraj, our own rule, and refused to live as slaves. The Mavlas left the temple, committed to the oath of freedom. Now Shivaji also reached Pune after leaving the temple, and with joy he discussed it with his mother Jijabai, who was in Lal Mahal. Jijabai was satisfied that Shivaji would accomplish Swaraj. She was very happy that Shivaji had taken this step. She always wanted Shivaji to set up an independent kingdom. So she was very happy with Shivaji. Now preparation in the Marvel Valley. Now Shivaji was busy with his comrades. Comrades means, as I told you, fellow men, friends. What did it do over there? Yes, Shivaji had to train the Mavlas. Training in what? Training in swordsmanship, horse riding, exploring the secret paths in the hills and learning the topography of land, valley and ghats. He explored everything. They knew all the communication routes. The Mavlas were Shivaji's devoted followers and were ready to lay down their lives for him. Now Shivaji made a detailed survey of all the forts and military establishments in that area. By this time, with the help of all his followers, he knew every secret pathways, underground routes, ammunition dumps and cellars. Now friends in marvel, all over the 12 Mavlas there were Deshmukhs. In those 12 marvels, the Deshmukhs who lived there always fought among themselves. They had their Watans, but they just constantly fought and wasted their money and manpower. They were not united among, there was no unity among the Deshmukhs. Shivaji spoke to them and told them about his dream about Swaraj. Many Deshmukhs joined Shivaji and looked upon him as their leader. With those Deshmukh who were adamant, who were stubborn, Shivaji used force and brought mutual peace. Now everyone was happy as their dream of Swaraj was fast approaching. Now in part 4, we studied about Shivaji's royal seal. Now the picture that you see is the seal, the royal seal, which was made by Shahaji for Shivaji. Now it was also called as Raj Mudra. Now this seal was written in Sanskrit language. It was first time written in Sanskrit language. The Jagir was administered in the name of Shivaji. Shahaji cast a special royal seal for Shivaji. It read that the seal will grow in splendor like the new moon. The seal of Shivaji, the son of Shahaji, receiving homage from the whole world, denotes the welfare of the people. The seal foretold the foundation of Swaraj. It means the seal predicted that this is the foundation of Swaraj. In those days, the royal seals were carved in Persian language, but Shivaji's seal was carved in Sanskrit language. Now, because he believed that there could be no Swaraj without people's own language and own religion. He also made it clear that there should be no hatred for other religions. The seal was a guarantee to all the Mavlas that Shivaji's government was for the welfare of the people. Now children, we will start recap in detail. Now this is recap of part 1. Shivaji was young, but his mind was planning big things. He told his friends about what is in his mind for a long time. Shahaji Raje, a Sardar at the court of Bijapur, gave Shivaji charge of the Jagir. But Shivaji was not happy as bondmen of Sultan. The Maratha soldiers were at war, got killed and families got uprooted just for a small Watan. Inspired by Shivaji's speech at the sanctum of Raireshwar, his friends were ready to give their lives for Swaraj. Now in part 2, Shivaji was inspired by the words of his friends. He told they should be ready even to sacrifice their lives for Hindavi Swaraj. Oath taken with Lord Raireshwar as witness to give themselves completely for establishing Swaraj. The Mavlas left the temple committed to the oath of freedom. As soon as he reached Pune, he described all that took place at Raireshwar to his mother. Jijabai thought with satisfaction that Shivaji will establish Swaraj. In part 3, Shivaji got busy with his comrades. He started intensive training in swordsmanship, riding, exploring the secret paths in the hills, and getting familiar with the general topography. Shivaji made detailed survey of all the forts and military establishment in the area. Shivaji knew all the secret pathways, underground routes, ammunition dumps and cellars. All over the 12 Mavlas, there were Deshmukhs guarding their individual Watans. The Deshmukhs constantly quarrels between themselves, wasting their money and manpower. Shivaji put an end to it by talking to them about the Swaraj of his dreams. The Deshmukhs began to look upon Shivaji as their leader. The dream of Swaraj was fast approaching the day of fulfillment. In part 4, the Jagir was administered by Shivaji. Shahaji Raje had cast a special royal seal for Shivaji. It read as, "This seal will grow in splendor like the new moon." This royal seal in a way foretold the foundation of Swaraj. In those days, the royal seals were carved in Persian language. But Shivaji's royal seal was carved in Sanskrit language, as there could be no Swaraj without one's own language and religion. At the same time, there should be no hatred for other religions. The seal was a guarantee to all the Mavlas that Shivaji's government was for the welfare of the people. Now children, let us start with assessment. Fill in the blanks by choosing the correct option. The Raireshwar temple to the dash of Pune was a beautiful spot. Now the options are southwest, north, east. And the correct option is yes. The correct option is southwest. Now the second one. All over the marvel, there were dash guarding their individual Watans. And the options are emperors, people, Deshmukhs. And the correct option is very good. Deshmukhs. The third one. Shahaji Raje had cast a special dash for Shivaji. Options are Royal Palace, Royal Bungalow, Royal Seal. And the correct option is very good, Royal Seal. Now the fourth one, the Royal Seal of Dash guaranteed that the government was for the welfare of the people. Options are Shahaji Raje, Shivaji, Jijabai. And the correct option is yes. 1 second. And the correct option is Shivaji. Now read the heading, select the correct option. Which thing made Shivaji unhappy? And the options are living in slavery, living in Lal Mahal, living with his family. Very good. The correct option is living in slavery. In which temple did Shivaji take oath of Swaraj? And the options are Bhavani temple at Bijapur, Ganpati temple at Pune, Shiv temple at Raireshwar. And the correct option is very good. Shiv temple at Raireshwar. Third one. Who said that God thinks that this kingdom should take shape as Hindavi Swaraj? Options are Jijabai, Shahaji Raje, Shivaji. And the correct option is very good, Shivaji. Now the fourth one. What did Shivaji decide to put an end to? And the options are Shivaji decided to put an end to the useless waste of money and manpower. The other is Shivaji decided to put an end to the Swaraj. The third one is Shivaji decided to put an end to the government. And the correct option is very good. It's the first one. Shivaji decided to put an end to the useless waste of money and manpower. Fifth one, what was the ideal of Shivaji? And the three options are, see the first one, the ideal of Shivaji was to build a new palace. Second one, the ideal of Shivaji was to establish Swaraj. And the third one is, the ideal of Shivaji was to travel foreign countries. And the correct answer is very good. The correct answer is the second one. The ideal of Shivaji was to establish Swaraj. Thank you.